Hi, my name is Bernie Goldblatt. I'm the Executive Director of Adath Jeshurun Congregation. This week's Torah portion is Va-etchanan, which is the second Torah portion in the book of Deuteronomy. Now, in this week's portion are arguably the most famous words in the Bible. That is the verses of the Ten Commandments. You can find these on courtroom walls and in many public buildings. Let me use them to illustrate a point. Many people will quote the Bible, the Hebrew Bible, and urge you to either do something or not to do something. And this is the entire political and religious spectrum, from left-wing pacifists to right-wing fundamentalists. And what they will do is they will quote you the Bible in English. Now, there's a problem with this, and this is something we all need to be aware of. Most of the translations of the Hebrew Bible are not from the biblical Hebrew. They're from the Septuagint, which was the Greek translation of the biblical Hebrew. So it's a translation of a translation. Nevertheless, people treat the English words, the words in the translation, as if they themselves were the Word of God. Now here's the problem. The problem is, if you take the sixth commandment, the words are lo tirtzach. Most Christian Bibles and the very, very older Jewish Bibles, biblical translations, you translate this verse as thou shalt not kill. This is a mistranslation. The Hebrew word for kill is laharog. So if it was thou shalt not kill, it would be lo taharog. Instead, it's lo tirtzach, thou shalt not murder. A murder is an unlawful killing. In fact, the Jewish Bible does not prohibit killing. In fact, if someone comes to kill you, you are obligated to defend yourself up until the point of taking the other person's life. So if in fact one of the verses of the Ten Commandments is mistranslated, what does that mean for the rest of the Bible, which is much less famous and less well known? So I urge you to consider two things from what I've just said. First of all, if you decide to study the Bible, the Torah, I urge you to use the Eitz Chaim Torah and commentary that we have at Adath, or a translation by the Jewish Publication Society, which is the latest understanding of the biblical Hebrew. And please be aware that we are constantly gaining a better understanding of what the biblical Hebrew means. When I was at Hebrew University in the 1970s, I did a 20-page paper on one word of biblical Hebrew, and my conclusion was, it probably meant this, but we're not sure. So, be very careful when someone tells you that the Bible commands you to do something or not. Ask yourself, is the person who's saying this, do they understand the biblical Hebrew, or at least do they have in their hands an accurate translation? Number two, I would charge all of you with the idea that the Bible is something with which we need to engage. It's not an ancient Greek text like the Iliad or the Odyssey, which is rich in description. The Bible is very spare. Whole stories take 10 sentences. What that means is that it is our obligation to study it, to make our own midrash from it, our own understanding that applies to us today. I wish all of you a good Shabbat, and I hope and encourage you to take the Bible seriously and study it carefully. And if you start to study and you need some help with some books that will help you understand the Bible, please give me a call or come to my office, and I will be happy to help you out. Shabbat Shalom.